You're listening to In the Tank. This is part 2 with William Stephenson. We pick things up as William sets Dan straight. And then this week we learn about the intricacies of hosting, why it's important to stand up for yourself, and which comics inspire William. Enjoy. Well, do you have any set Dan straights, Denny? Or no?
Just that one. What do we say?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, the Dan is, I don't know how well you know Dan, but...
he's been around
Yeah.
for a long time.
Used to be
I don't really know him that
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
He has a lot of weird things that pop into his head, and for some reason he just assumes they're fact. So we like to call this Set Dan Straight.
Okay.
All right. Well, first of all, you're one of the reasons why I moved to New York City.
Get the fuck out of
I'm
here.
not fucking around. No, it was you were hosting at the Cellar, and it was a night of like Louis C.K., Todd Berry, Mitch Fattel, Mitch Hedberg. They were at the Cellar, and you were hosting.
Wow.
And I stayed there from like 9 till 2, and it was like a Thursday, and I think I left my bag and like I think you put it aside or something like that. Just so you know.
And all your shit was still in there?
Well, his keys from he had to move here because you lost his keys.
That was like 2000.
On behalf of everybody, fuck you, William.
You're the reason I'm here. But the thing that's
Dan, you copied him more than we know because you were homeless for a year. So this guy's really stepping in your walking in your shoes.
Surfing it. But no, what set Dan straight? What I've heard, obviously, there's the Eddie Brill poker game.
Oh boy.
Word on the street is, and it could be different now, that you do not play there anymore.
Okay, to set you straight, in January of this year, I felt that the game was not going in a direction I wanted to go. There were too many players who weren't comics, who weren't bringing anything funny to the game, So I told Eddie, who I've known for 20 years at least, and we've been playing this Monday night game for 17 years now. I said, Eddie, I need to get rid of 4 people. and Eddie was like, Eddie was very upset. I think I emailed this information in the Hammer Down, which is a weekly recap of the Eddie Brill poker game. And in the Hammer Down, I said, either these 4 people.
Were they comics? They were non-comics?
There was one comic.
How many people play?
At a time, no more than 8. But usually 6.
You want half the field to go.
Well, no, we had a pool of about 10, 15 who would not play regularly, but available to call to fill in a seat.
And just to clarify too, because we had Eddie on the show, like you have keys to the apartment and set
keys.
up.
I get there early. I put the chips. I just set the game up.
You have a rye boat and a dip you make
I call, I email people, I coordinate the seating arrangements.
So it's more than just one of the guys wanting some others out. It's one of the
I'm one of the originals.
Yeah, the wedding
founding fathers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not to get gritty, but
It was as much about the night as it was about the cards.
It was more about the fun.
It was more about the night.
Just hanging out and acting very fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, grown men should not act this fucking stupid on a weekly basis. And every week we try to out-stupid what we did the last week. Every week we smoked the weed that killed somebody in the news. And in March, for my birthday, Eddie and J.R. Havlin took me to dinner. halfway through a great steak, JR said, so when you coming back? I said, when you get rid of them 4 motherfuckers? And then Eddie said, I can't get rid of 4. And I'm full of steak now. So I go, well, how about 2? And they agreed. And I've been back since the week after my birthday. And when I first sent that email out, Eddie was like, oh, you're going to have to step in your own shit now because you got to face these motherfuckers. Look, I'll tell them, I don't want you here. I don't think you deserve to be here. This is not an ordinary fucking game. This is an institution. You ain't bringing shit to it. Get the fuck out. So I'm back. And I ain't leaving again until somebody does something stupid.
It's amazing because we play basketball out in the store, or we used to, and most of us are older, so we would play half court. I think I sort of instituted that rule as one of the founding members.
Big J. Ogerson instituted that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But so kids would come and play, or younger come, let's play full. I'm like, no, you want to play with us? We're playing half.
Yeah.
But what's funny? You do the hammer down, the recap. Dan used to do the recap each week of our basketball thing.
What'd you call it?
It was the Astoria Basketball Association blog.
Oh, okay.
And so it was the same recap. We did most valuable player, injury, and then people would email like this and like, what the fuck? Like, I played really well. And like this, I go, no one gets paid, dude. Like, it's kind of a pain in the ass writing this.
You could slip him $20 and he bump your stats up and everything.
I mean, it'd be very Allen-centric.
When I first started doing the hammer down, people were doing stuff at the table just to try to get in the hammer down. Like, motherfucker, look, if you deserve to be in there, you will be. When you try to be in there, I'm going to fucking ignore you. The following hammer down, at the end, there's a little section where I just say whatever the fuck, that it might not have anything to do with anything. But I said, the hammer down is a weekly recap. If you are expecting a blow-by-blow, you'll be severely disappointed. All complaints should be referred to upyourown.com and suck it. Piece of shiznit.
Now the hammer down was an email to everyone who played.
HAMMA down. Down.
Did you wear your hammer pants when you were?
What's the standard amount of people you play poker with?
8 is the max.
Okay, well let's change it to 5. You can pick 5 people, musicians or comics. What would be your fantasy poker table?
Fantasy poker table.
Yeah.
Well, I have to go with my boy Norman Chad, who does the World Series of Poker, who played with us on occasion.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's a legend at the game because he's gruffier than I am, if you can fucking believe that.
He's William times Lenny.
Okay, you got Norman Chad, probably George Clinton from the music world. J.R. Havlin is hilarious. You know the song Backstabber? You smile in your face all the time, you want to take you. So what we do, I make a playlist for 5 hours, however long the game is, and I include classic soul jams that we all love to sing, and fuck up the lyrics too. So when Backstabber came on, JR challenged me with, he's a stabbing person. So I had to have JR there just for that. So that's 3. Comedy and music world. I think Marsha Warfield plays cards. I did play spades with her, with Sam Greenfield, when they did the rap party for DC Cab. They had it at the club that I started at.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I got her. By the way, she's on Facebook doing fucking knock-knock jokes like you would not fucking believe. And I need one more person from the music or comedy world, and that person is gonna have to be, fuck it, give me Sarah Silverman.
Sorry, Eddie Brill.
Yeah, I didn't put Eddie on there. I knew I had the option to put Eddie on there, but I wanted to spread it out. Yeah, I wanted to spread it out.
Does it matter that it's still going to be at his place?
Oh, he's gonna hear this argument?
No, we're going to at his apartment. You're still going to play the game at his
The
apartment.
fantasy game will be at his apartment.
You're gonna lock him up.
He would not be able to play.
Yeah.
All right, so back to hosting.
Okay.
Let's discuss a little bit. We started the podcast off with the clap. You have like this little golf clap, 360-degree turn that you're famous for.
Right.
When did that come about?
I don't know exactly when. I know I've been doing it for a long ass time.
It's kind of like the street performing a little bit.
Yes.
You're in the round.
Right.
I did that in the. I don't do the different sections and stuff. I would love to do that. If I ever record an album or a CD, I'm going to do it. But I've been doing the bacon thing about maybe 10 years. I don't even know. I don't even know when it started. All I know is, and now I'm starting not to do it on purpose because I'm a little more sick of it, but it rarely does not work.
Yeah.
It always does what it's designed to do, is get the people from sitting on their fucking hands and clapping for people when they come on stage. Because I noticed one of the worst things that I don't like about, I mean, it's not that I don't like doing stand-up, but one of the things that I have a problem with is getting over myself, my attitude when an audience gives you that little fucking, all right, we'll clap if we have to, but it's not enthusiastic. I spend a little bit too much time chastising them for being dicks instead of doing my act. And I realize it's not them being a dick, it's just that that's what you want to hear. You want to hear a crowd go fucking nuts. And I've noticed that a lot of comics are not used to that. As it kind of throws them off, like, where the fuck was wrong with y'all?
Something that I'm very interested in is the evolution of the introduction. Because it seems now everyone has to say, like, and it's exclusive to the States a little bit, right? We had someone on that was discussing someone that came in from Australia or something.
Have you ever performed overseas?
No.
Well, the thing is, like, now it's like, all right, from Comedy Central or VH1 or this show or that show. Was there ever a time where it was just like, all right, your next comic is Give It Up for? Like, when did we become so obsessed with
Credits?
Yeah.
I think that's always been a part of it. I think back in the day when I started, it was Evening at the Improv or Comedy Tonight or A&E. What was the one on A&E?
Evening
Evening
Comedy on the Road.
Evening at
Evening at the Improv.
No, the one that
Caroline's.
MTV Half Hour Comedy Hour, all those. But what I don't like is when a comedian will say, our next comedian, Jon Fisch, has been doing a lot of work in this area. Okay, now let's bring him up, Jon Fisch.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be the last thing.
Yeah. That's
Say
the
all that
one
stuff.
thing I say, like when you go to a private show or anything and someone that's not a comic is bringing you up, just say my last name, say my name last.
Right.
Make it the last. And
Whatever you say, make me the last thing you say.
Moody McCarthy, do you have your thing? Moody, when he goes on the road, he has, do you have in your wallet right now?
No, I don't.
Oh, he's got like just a quick little printout. It just says, boom, boom.
I've been
just
mocked
hands-
for that.
I think it's a great idea.
As you should be.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
but it's a great idea.
it's
It's just like, here you
Two
go.
things in my name. If I'm running late, you just hand it to him. I host all the time, and I wish I had someone's name written if I'm running late, I just hand it to him, and it keeps them from wandering.
I've had people hand me like a half a sheet of
Oh,
paper
no,
like
no,
that
no.
with, and not just the credits. This is what I want you to say.
Drink order.
Coming to the stage,
Yeah.
or I mean, very specific. I'm like, look, I'm just gonna bring your ass up.
Yeah.
If you want to come up, fine. If you don't, fine. But I'm not fucking saying that. Fuck yourself.
Well, mine's like 8 words. It's 8 words.
Yeah,
Boom, boom,
it's just
boom.
boom, boom, boom to
Do
make
not
it
worry.
easier. Yeah.
You would throw that shit in the trash.
It's very controversial. It's very controversial.
Well, how
Not
do
that-
you approach when you? I actually have had the pleasure of bringing William Stephenson up to
Right.
this day. There was one night.
Whoa.
Yeah, there was one night. It was I forget who. It was definitely you and definitely Jim Mendrinos, and it might have been like Pete Dominic. 3 people like that are known for hosting, and I was bringing them up. It was pretty cool. But how do you change your approach when you're doing a set?
Oh yeah, that's a whole different set of muscles, and I would like to do more sets just to exercise those muscles because I I think my demeanor is more laid down when I do a set as opposed to, Mr. Happy, which is not me. But when I try to be, less antagonistic. But I just want the people, when I host, I want people to know that I'm not taking no shit off of you. If you don't want to be here, get the fuck out now. But don't sit there and be a douchebag. That fucking hurts me to the core. So when I do a set, I start by saying, these are the jokes that I have prepared. And that I can tell what kind of laugh that gets as to where I go next. And if it doesn't get a laugh then I know I'm in trouble, and I probably might move something up that I would have saved for later. But I like doing sets, but the clubs that I work all want me to host for obvious reasons. But yeah, there are definitely two different sets of muscles for hosting.
Do you go long when you do a spot?
You know what? Sometimes I go short.
Depends who's hosting.
Just so I won't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see the light and I start to wrap up. And if I don't come right off when I see the light, I'm worried that my next bit is going to take me over. But because I do so much hosting, I don't have a lot of long ass bits.
When I was at the comic strip, when I did my first paid spot there, I was trained like in Virginia Beach to get off at the light, and I saw the light, and I knew that this bit was going to be 1:30, and so I just kind of like did something really quick, and I actually abandoned everything and I got off early. But Lucian pulled me aside, and he was kind of upset that I didn't finish the bit.
Right. Well, some clubs, it's more important that you get up on time, and then other clubs would prefer you to be more expressive and get it out there. I would prefer you just to get the fuck off. If you have to go at mid-set, just get the fuck off.
Last week at the strips, people must have been going over. I was on towards the end of the night. I got the light. I had done everything I wanted to do, so I got the laugh, got off stage, and like you were like, whoa! Like you went to hustle.
Yeah, you came up. I flicked the light on, and then I hear good night. So now I gotta run up to the fucking stage.
Makes a good? I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's always better to get off earlier than late.
Yeah. What makes a good host?
Somebody that the audience feels comfortable with and not mind seeing the whole fucking night.
Not mind seeing?
I mean, when you come back to take a comedian off, you don't want the audience to go, oh, here come this motherfucker.
Oh.
like I would do if I was in the audience and I already was hosting. Not again. God damn.
What makes a good comic?
A comedian who, like, there are so many. The beautiful thing about stand-up is there's no one way to do it. There's no right way to do it. Like a guy like Mike Vecchione, who really fucking works. I mean, he goes up and he does not waste time fucking around. I like that. I like to see, it energizes me to see somebody else. Like when I was working with Chris Rock at the Stress Factory. When you work with people who love what you're doing, are good at it, and always trying to get better, that inspires you. And that's what I enjoy about doing it. If I had to be on a show with comics who, okay, you get a laugh, but how do you get it? Do you get it by being a douchebag? I'm not going to be a fan of that. Are you going to get it? Are you getting laughs because you're louder than anybody else, or you repeat the same line until it gets a laugh? The beautiful thing about it is, there's no. I think most of us get into stand-up because it allows us to say whatever the fuck we want. As long as at the end of your set, people have laughed at what you said. That's a comedy show. If you're not getting laughs, you're giving a speech, you're doing an oration, you're giving a seminar. And that's why I spend so much time in comedy clubs as opposed to seminars.
Was there anybody that you saw
Joe Bolster.
What? What would
When
you
I
think
was
would-
at Garvin's. Garvin's has a stage that is halfway up your body. When you're sitting in the front row, the stage comes right here. So I had just started, doing stand-up at this restaurant that was also a comedy club. And Joe Bolster was the headliner. And I sat in the front row. And I was so close to him, and he was, how his nose is long? I could look right up the fucking nose. And I remember laughing so hard at Joe that I had exhausted my napkin to rub my tears. I was reaching the other tables. Give me your napkin. Give me your napkin. That man, I swear to God, that was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
He was I think Comedy Central hired him as the punch-up guy for Live at Gotham.
Right.
Yeah.
He would just help them, like it was when they had to do topical jokes. They brought in Joe Bolster.
And he's such a nice guy, too.
Yeah. Good runner. He ran a 4:10 mile in college.
Really?
Yes.
He was going to play basketball.
Was that your question? What
My
comment?
question was there anybody that you saw early on when they were starting out that you weren't that impressed with that ended up proving you wrong that you now enjoy watching?
David Tell. When Dave used to bomb at the Cellar, the last spot, 2:30, every night of the week. And I would sit there and I go, why is he fucking doing it? I mean, not only is he doing it, why is he still doing it after weeks and weeks and weeks of nothing? And then one day, everything he said was funny. And it's been like that ever since.
Wow. What do you take Mondays off? You work every other night?
I never work on Monday.
Right.
I
For
work,
poker?
Right. And I usually
You're dark on Mondays.
Yes. Technically, I'm dark every. But yeah, I've rarely missed a game since we started.
So you see, and you more often than not, probably 90% of the time are hosting the shows?
Yes.
Or more, even?
Well, I'm trying to cut that number, get it more even, but I do need to make money.
Yes.
And I don't go on the road, so I do have to host a lot.
So you see tens of comics a night.
Yes. Yes.
Who do you still stay in the room and watch?
Vecchione, Nick Griffin, Louis C.K., Bill Burr, who I watched tonight, and there are a few others, but most comics I've seen
Same.
2,000 times.
Yeah.
And unless there's something's going to happen that I don't know about, I'm going to have a cigarette break and take a shit. Well,
Who doesn't live here that you get very excited for when they come to town? And,
a comic that doesn't live here. Do I get excited? I don't get excited.
that you stay in the room for, not the guys that are here all the time.
You had to give me an example, because I can't think of anybody right
Dick Gregory.
now. I've never seen him live.
Oh, really?
I know I'm supposed to, but I've never seen him live.
Well, comics are not known for sticking up for themselves. Moody, you didn't hear the Joey Gay episode. We had Joey Gay on last week, and he was talking about he got booked for White Boys in the Hood on Showtime, and they called and tried to cancel him, and he was like, "No, I'll see you there," and he just showed up and he did it.
What did they say?
They said they had too many comics or something, and they needed someone to step out, and we're really sorry, but we have to, not.
So he said no?
And he goes, "No, I already told somebody I'm doing this, and,
Wow.
and he showed up." So I just thought it was interesting. It's like very rarely do we hear the stories of people that like stick up for themselves, but you do that. A lot of comics often, we're known for kind of rolling over and taking whatever because we're so scared of losing it all.
Right.
But you've had numerous falling outs
I've
over the
been
years
banned
with
for
clubs.
most of the clubs that I currently work in, yes. For various reasons.
Well, I think Metzger, he said that you have to be out with two, at least at one time, right?
Yeah, right.
Because if you're not doing something right,
Right.
if two clubs don't hate you.
That's
When did
another
that
guy who I
happen?
never thought was funny in the beginning.
He's funny.
Yeah.
was that for you? Was that something that you always had, or was it like eventually like
Well,
for this
yeah,
bullshit?
my father was a Tuskegee Airman, so he had that, no bullshit allowed thing about him that you definitely pass on to me, because my tolerance for that is. But see, that's the thing is, if this business wasn't so much about schmoozing, I might be somewhere by now. But I can't tell somebody that they're good at what they do if I truly believe that they're not. And I haven't met a manager, an agent, or anybody on the business end of the show that knows what they're fucking doing. Every comedy club in this city should be packed with agents and managers and people looking to put, all it takes is taking the right kind of funny and putting it up against with a compatible funny. And to do that, you got to see how they work. You have to be in the fucking club. The audition, when you take a comedian out of the club and bring him into a fucking audition, I think that's the major problem with why a lot of bad shit as far as comedy sitcoms get on the air, is because they don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they know that America is full of some dumbass people, and you don't have to be that. I mean, if you can write something that they can put a space to put a fucking laugh track, they'll do it and call it funny, and it's not. So stop it. That's been a big problem with me the whole time I've been doing this. Is why are they not in the clubs every single fucking night, especially on the weekends?
I got to witness one of a dust up where you were a martyr.
Where
the comic,
at the
this is at the
strip?
comic strip.
About the sound system?
The sound system. Which is.
That's one of my favorite experiences at the strip.
And it lingered. It went on for a couple of weeks that the sound was cracking in and out, right?
Right. And I think I don't know how long I was banned from that. For that.
But you came out to the bar and.
Yeah, and I'm asking people, Ross Bennett, what you think of the sound system? And nobody wanted to say that. And then Lucian put his hand on my shoulder and said, "You just mad about something." I said, get your fucking hand off me. And I was supposed to work the next night, and I came into work. Lucian called me in the office and said, "I'm gonna pay you for the night, but your services are no longer required." And it's weird how I got back, because it was Lucian's birthday. And Jerry Seinfeld and Colin was there.
Yeah.
And I went on stage and I said, only reason I'm here is because I heard y'all got a really good sound system. But yeah, it was horrible. And he was trying to say there was nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. I remember you asking every comic there. It was on an uncomfortable index. It was like an 8, a solid 8, 9.
Yes, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Tim Young backed you up. Tim was like the solution.
I don't think anybody did.
Somebody like, not with your as emphatic as you.
Yeah, because I knew that, I wasn't going to get people, jumping on my shoulders. Yeah, he's right. But I didn't expect the total, people were just turning away, looking down and shit.
And that's what I remember. You were gone and the sound system was better. You were a martyr. You know what's funny about that night that was Lucian's birthday? Mike Sweeney went on as Lucian.
Right.
And I remember you went his, "Hello, William." 20 years after he saw you perform on the street.
Right.
"Hello, William."
Right.
So these things have happened numerous times at numerous clubs, but you
Comedy
seem to
shows.
mend your ways as well.
Yes, you have to. As you get older, you sort of let more shit go and you mellow out. I think I've mellowed a little bit, but I do remember when I first came here, they had the Professional Comedians Association, the old PCA, and there was a meeting, and I think the bookers in that day were Messina, Gary Grant, and somebody else. And I remember standing up going, how come I'm making $60 on a Tuesday night in Jersey and people don't even come there to pick you up? What kind of shit is that? I'm looking around for support and there's nobody saying nothing. This is gonna be weird.
If you remember the Comedy Coalition, I think William had the best lines.
Oh, at the meeting?
He was fucking on fire.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when
He really had some
somebody
singers.
said something about, well, you know, maybe we just pay the hosts less because they're newer comics or something. And William's like, excuse me?
Dan Letterman got his dander up on one of the meetings too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The line, I really think it was you. It was about, wasn't it about, because we wanted to strike and it was about too cold. Was that you?
I was for the strike. I wanted to pick one club and shut their motherfucking ass down. Seriously. I was all for that.
Um,
Yeah, you were making more money in Washington Square Park.
You were a big part of the comic strips Guinness World Record for the longest show.
Right.
Hosted. For 50 hours. You hosted the whole thing.
Yes.
Are you also in the book for the longest host?
You
or
know what?
can't
I
do-
have not seen it written down.
Okay.
I have not seen documentation, even though they told me. The strip got a little plaque, and that whole experience I was pissed about because I suggested right after, as it was going on, said, you know what? We should do a show where the comic strip is going after 100 hours, and the reality show is the process of putting together a show that lasts 100 hours.
Mm.
And at the end of the season, we'd have the fucking show. But nobody was interested. No, they're doing something else now that's fucking stupid. I don't even know what it is, but I just think it's stupid because it's not what I thought of.
Now, you're hosting for 50 hours.
Yeah,
What was the
I
most
took,
sleep you got? Like,
I took like 3 30-minute naps when comics were doing hours.
Sleeping in the clubs earlier in your career came to pay off.
Yes, it did. They got me an inflatable mattress down in the basement. And I went down there and passed out for 20 minutes and then somebody come wake me up.
Wow.
But we thought we were going to have Chappelle or Dane Cook so they could do 4 or 5 hours and I could get a whole complete fucking nap in. And I don't do Red Bull and they couldn't afford Coke. So I used just coffee. I drowned myself in coffee.
Well, I think in the period after Lucian passed away, you know, the club physically changed. You know, booths were taken out, and I just felt like the vibe was a little sullen there. There was a lot of people that were upset with, you know, obviously when any big change happens, you know, new booking, a lot of people were unhappy. It was kind of sour there for a little bit.
Right.
I don't know about you, but I felt like that whole experience, that show, that 50-hour show, really boosted, kind of resurrected it a little bit. The vibe was a lot more positive
Yeah,
from then
and
on.
during the show, everybody was very supportive of everybody else. The waitresses, everybody was getting along.
Yeah.
And as you,
I got a spot.
did you do the 420 on the Thursday
I went
morning?
on about 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As they got closer,
You messed up my intro, William.
Of course I did. As they got closer to the time, and the excitement was palpable. You could feel it. And when we got, Judy was the last act, and then I think I had a
Judah Friedlander.
Yes, I had a stopwatch around my neck. I remember just throwing it in the audience like it was a fucking pitching club or something. I just hit a no-hitter. And I was dead, but I couldn't go to sleep right after that. And it took me a while to readjust.
You had a spot down at the cellar.
I had a spot. But that was a lot of fun. And I remember when they suggested it, my first thought was, I gotta host this thing.
How much you get paid for that? 50 hours.
They gave me $500, I think.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
But they probably got that from a sponsor, so I'm sure it wasn't like, hey, let's get
It's
give
$10
the color guy $500.
It's only $10 an hour, though. Really,
Right.
If you think about it.
But that was a lot of fun. I was hoping. I mean, it seemed to me that it was just so clear what the next show should be.
No, I actually knew the answer to your Set Dan Straight because when William and I were actually talking about doing the podcast, we were going to do it on a Monday night, and you said, no, I can't. I got poker. So I knew
That I was back.
that he was
Oh, you
back.
set me up.
But originally
good.
we were gonna do it on another night that was the I Am comic documentary.
Right, that was also on a Monday.
Party.
Yeah. And I didn't go to poker, so I could see that.
Yeah. How was that cool? Because you were in it.
Yeah.
And how was that experience?
The movie?
Yeah.
I think it was a pretty good documentary on what it means to be a comedian. They follow Rich Scheidman coming back after decades of not doing it. And they even have Carlos Mencia admitting he's a thief.
Yeah.
That's worth the price of admission right there. I think it comes on Showtime Friday night. At 11.
Okay. Cool.
And, yeah.
Now, are there any other highlights of your? I mean, we just talked about that and the Guinness record. Any other highlights of your career?
I would have to say working on the Chris Rock show. I did maybe 5 or 6 episodes. I did 4 commentaries for The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. That was incredibly fun. And working with Chris at the Stress Factory was amazing. And I think I went to St. John in the Virgin Islands and did some shows as part of a working vacation because I was there a week, only did like 3 shows the whole time. So that was a lot of fun. But,
Were you in Pootie Tang?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He's chef?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. It's very funny.
That also was the Louis C.K. Chris Rock combination. Those 2 guys, working with them is so easy because you know they know what the fuck they're doing. And to me, that's the most important thing for me to get involved in any kind of project that includes more than myself is the people I'm working with, are they on the same fucking page? And these guys clearly know what the fuck they're doing. And I wish that I could be on more of the new Louis show because I'm only on the pilot that comes out June 29th on FX.
Well, we end the podcast with this question. What joke of someone else's do you wish you had written?
You know what? I think I know what it is, but I'm not sure if I can repeat it properly so it'll sound funny. But I wrote a joke based on one of Chris Rock's jokes about his father and a nightlight. I think the joke was something about, because his father's trying to save money, and he said that he took out his nightlight because you don't need to know what time it is in the dark. That's not even a joke, but it's something like that. I'm trying to think if there's any other joke. Well, a lot of I like Nick Griffin's material a lot. I like Vecchione, but stand up is so personal. I can't see jokes that are written by one comedian could be done better by another comedian. I think each comedian has his own way of writing, of performing, and it's unique to each act, and that's the beautiful part about stand-up. It's not a cookie cutter type thing. There are small little differences that make each comedian unique, and I think that's important to keep that going. And also to get off on fucking time.
William, thank you very much for having
this
time with
great.
us. It's really great.
And this is recorded for posterity.
Yeah, it's true.
So 73 years from now.
That's true.
I won't be alive. But when I'm very old, I will enjoy reminiscing over this. How long was this shit?
Well, I think we got a double episode here, buddy.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
We started 11:30.
Yeah.
It's 1:07.
Yeah.
You told me she was gonna be an hour.
I thought so, but you were very interested.
We ran the light up.
God damn it.
So is my check gonna reflect the?
Yes. Yes.
Because the coke was right on time.
Moody, thank you very much for
thanks for
sitting
having me.
in.
Yeah.
And Dan, you were here.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love you,
friends.
Dan. I love you,
We're
Dan.
friends.
I love you. You
All
see,
right.
he's a good whipping post.
You'll have like a sign off.
Kind of fade out.
We need
Really?
we need a Funkadelic quote.
Oh shit. Oh, free your mind. Cause no. Fuck.
Is that the quote?
That's perfect.
No, free your mind and your ass will follow. There's another one. Mind your wants, cause there's someone that wants your mind. And don't walk the water unless you know where the rocks are.
Word.
In the tank, we out.